Hi, I'm Paul Twenge, head baseball coach at Minnetonka High School. We want to go into another step sequence into what we're trying to pass on to coaches that coach not only in our particular city, but also anybody else that would like to use this information. There are three elements that are present in relationship to playing good defense. Number one, you got to catch the ball. Number two, you need to focus on the target where you're throwing to. And then number three, don't look at the runner who's running down the line to get safe. The longer we take to get to the ball, the longer we take to focus on our target. And the idea of taking a fraction of a second and focusing on the runner all adds undue pressure to the young man that's trying to execute throwing the ball from point A to point B. One big thing that I think that you can learn on is I've always been a guy that talked about throwing to the chest. The farther away you get, throw to the throat. You know, a good thing to do is actually throw to the teeth. And the idea of even having your first baseman every once in a while smile and now drawing the attention to that target for that particular player, especially when you're practicing. So in this particular drill, this is called positional throwing. And what we've done is we've taken out the element of hitting the ball to the infielder, and he's got to watch the ball, catch it, and then throw it. We're going to assume that he's made the catch in all different positions in relationship to his body and moving his glove around his body and then getting it in hand, pulling it out, focusing on his target, throwing. And a very key factor is throwing the ball, taking steps in that direction, but then following his throw. You got to teach this. Throw with your feet. Now that's not actually throwing with your feet, but that's the idea of moving your feet to the target in which you're going to throw. That's what this drill does. This is a Sean McDermott, like I said, at University of Illinois, Chicago, brought this drill to us, and he got it from another guy. Baseball coaches are notorious for stealing from one guy to another, so steal this drill if you believe in it. But I'm going to tell you right now, we are playing some of the best defense that this school has ever played, and we can play defense at any level and have very few errors because of this drill. Right now I'm going to use Blake Nelson, senior captain and shortstop for us, but I'm going to put him in a third base position. So what we're going to do is we have a bucket of balls here, and it doesn't have to be a bucket of balls. All you have to do is just set aside some time from during the time and when you're doing this, and you can imagine a shortstop being out here, a second baseman being out here, and the first baseman. All of them can do positional throwing. You just have to have baseballs, and then when they throw to the target over at first base, they put the ball away. You can do positional throwing on your double plays. You can do all of these situations, but you reduce the fact of them concentrating on the ball. Now, one part of this that we talk about is we all have to be good actors. We have to imagine that the ball's been hit to us, hit to our glove side, hit to our backhand side. All those things have to be done, and we have to get our feet in position to make the throw. Over at first base, we got Andrew Weber. He's going to catch the throws. You don't necessarily need to watch him receive the throws, but the one thing you might get after this is how accurate we are. Now, we're not throwing at a great distance here, but the idea is, again, see the ball in a position where you're probably going to receive it in the game, and then make your steps to throw and follow your throw in a straight line. The shortest distance between 2 points, straight line. If I was Sid Hartman, I would say the shortest distance between two lines may be a point. I don't know, something like that. But anyway, so now Blake's back deep. He's off the line. That bucket is marking our base. And what Blake's going to do is he's going to simulate a ball that's been hit to his, right to him. Ball's in his glove, and that's very important because one thing you want to do here is make them transition into the glove. If you can teach them how to do a four-seam grip, and we'll show you at the very end of here, a lot of guys believe that kids can reach in, feel the four-seam, and throw it that way. That makes it a lot easier. The ball goes up and down. It doesn't go right and left. Okay, Blake, let's simulate a ball hit right at you. Blake simulates. He goes, gets the ball, right, left. He throws, and he follows. Okay, he's got another bucket. He comes over to the bucket. He grabs another ball. This is great because I can't hit as many ground balls when we're doing this. Now imagine, while he's going back to shortstop now throws, while the shortstop goes back to second baseman throws, then the first baseman throws to second because he needs to practice his double play throw behind the bag as well as coming off the bag. And this should be done at all levels, guys. You don't think that little leaguers don't need to know how to throw? They want to play quick catch and go and hit. No. You're going to play more defense than you ever are going to hit. the amount of time that we're on the field playing defense actually becomes a relaxing factor to us instead of something that's cumbersome because we're waiting to get to hit again. Okay, now Blake has a ball in his glove again, and he's got his angle again. Remember in the last tape I talked to you about getting your angle to the hitter? So Blake's angle is to the hitter. He's in that cone, that arrow through his chest, and he's going to now simulate a ball that takes him glove side. Watch his footwork, and again, watch what he does as he does it. Go ahead, Blake. Ball hit glove side, picks it up, focuses, and he follows. And he runs. Blake's 6'5". I mean, he can probably run over and tag out most guys, but he doesn't need to. He comes back. Now we're going to take a ball that's going to bring him to his backhand side, and I'll just make brief mention of this. When we're playing the backhand, the only time we go directly straight out to our right or directly straight out to our left is if it's a ball and it's a one-step drop and get. We always want a down angle to the ball. We want to go down to the ball to get it, to cut down the amount of time that it's rolling on ground. And again, all these techniques are to make infielders feel that they don't have to rush their throw, that their feet will get it there, and there's not a guy that's going to beat them to the line or beat them down to the base. We don't focus on the runner. In this case, we control the ball, it's in our glove, we get it into our hand, which is control. One thing we tell our infielders and our outfielders, once the ball's in your hand, it's an out. And you got to get them thinking there. You need to come up with terminology and language that makes them comfortable. Okay, now Blake's going to do backhand inside throwing side foot. So put yourself in that position to begin with. Just show him. Inside throwing side foot, put your glove down there. Okay? That's where he's going to be, but he's going to down angle it. Okay, let's start from the top. Down angle to me, go. Focus on a target, and he throws. That's all he has to do. And a lot of times, again, that puts the first baseman in a position where they can get the ball a lot easier. Okay, one more we're going to do now. This is a ball. He's a little bit off the line, and he's going to circle technique it. And what he wants to do is he wants to feel the ball outside glove side foot. It's not rolling very fast, but it's fast enough that he can get around to it. It's hit to his throwing side, and what he does by getting around the ball is he gets rid of the ball in 2 steps. Every time we're going to try to get rid of the ball in 2 steps except for one situation, and now he's going to go around the ball and then he's going to follow. Okay, circle technique, ready, set, go. Outside glove side foot, picks it up, stalls, and follows the throw. When he goes outside glove side foot and you teach that technique, what you want to do is you want to make sure that they take some of the dirt with them in their glove. And the circle technique is really good because when they do that, they really have a tendency to focus on the ball. Last one is what we would practice in this position would be, again, a ball that he has to come in on, and it's going to take him a little bit to his throwing side, but then he has to stop his momentum and then make his throw and follow. So let's take a little bit to the right and then come back across your glove. Ready, set, go. Very good. Good job, Blake. So again, this is a situation where you can take 5 baseballs, put them at each base, maybe 10 at shortstop if you're lucky enough to have them. One thing our program has been since I've been here is we've not been short on baseballs. We don't need as many bats, we don't need as many catcher's gear, but we need baseballs in order to teach. So wherever you can get them from, wherever you can get them from us, if they're old or whatever, we're more than willing to do that, but we go and get baseballs from anybody that we can. So again, this is positional throwing. You can do it at all spots. We went through all different angles that he potentially could receive the ball, and the ball was in the glove. Okay, so we've taken away the element where they got to look at the ball. A lot of times guys will stop. We want them to concentrate on what do they do once the ball gets into their glove. And Blake, come on up here, please. I want you to hold up a 4-seam grip, and we're going to let him focus in on that. A 4-seam grip merely means that he's got fingers where when he throws this ball, it's going to go out. It's going to go across 1, 2, 3, 4. And it makes the ball go down or up. If he gets a 2-seam grip, which would be across these 2 seams, now it's going to slide to the right or to the left, depending on it, and now it pulls the first baseman off the bag. So hopefully you can use this. I'm telling you, this is not my drill. It's not my drill. I don't know everything about baseball, but if you're not doing this drill, guys, it took me 30 years to find this drill, and I will not forget it for the next 30 years as long as I coach. Thank you.